views have dropped off on my videos lately. I can't figure out why. Maybe my intros aren't good enough. Hey, what is that? Is that a UFO? We're gonna have to keep an eye on that. Man. I get in truck here, I'm gonna follow it. See if I can see where it's going. Maybe I can stop and pull them over and talk to them, you know? See if they have any advice on some of this stuff I've been working on. I hear they have a lot of knowledge. Hey, you guys, come here. Stop, I've got questions. I gotta ask you something. What, don't fly off? No help. No help whatsoever. Hey guys, Jeremy, here at My Way MFG. I think every night this week, or just about every night this week, after getting off work, I've worked on these seats. Been working on the passenger side back to the front seat, the one that flips up, you know. Got 2 of those to do. What makes them a struggle? Well, the thing that makes it a struggle is I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But on those backs of the front seat, you've got 5 sides that show. You've got to make the back look good. You've got to make the front look good. You've got to make both sides look good. You got to make the top look good. The only thing that really gets hidden is the very bottom, where it meets up against the bottom seat cushion. Now, when I get ready to do like the back to the back seat, not much shows. I can just hog ring it from the back. Same way with the bottom of the front seat. But these backs have been a struggle. And there's a lot of curves and contours there to follow. I'm going to show you what I've got done so far and the struggles I've had. Yeah, let's go look. I've laid it out on this table here next to the other one that I haven't started yet. It's the passenger side one that you're looking at that's done or nearly done. It doesn't look too bad for first timers. I'm happy. I knew I wasn't going to get professional results, and that's probably as good as I can expect to do. I'll show you my struggles and my mistakes here. If you look, this side piece has quite a curve to it, right? The other side's the same way. And then the back, it's got quite a curve to it too, but it goes in the opposite direction. What I did to start with, I folded a piece of paper all the way around it and tried to make that all in one piece. I got it all sewed up. My curve this way was good. My curve across the top was good. My curve on the other side was good. But what happened was not only does it curve that way, it tips out this way at the top, and it tips in this way at the sides. So when I got to the top corners up here, I had a lot of extra material that was bunching up, and I damn near scrapped the whole thing and started over. I was getting very, very frustrated, didn't know what to do. I ended up splitting the corners here so I could get that rolled in tight. Then I actually sewed them by hand on each side because I didn't think I could do it in a sewing machine without screwing it up. So I did that. And after doing that on both sides, I had the sides and the back fitting the way I wanted. And then I was going to have to do the silver bead in the front. So I got all my pleats sewed in the front. That didn't go too bad, other than just time consuming. But then this whole thing is now like a pillowcase. So I turn it inside out and I start sewing the front to my silver bead. All that was going good, I thought. But then when I got over here, I actually sewed on top of my beading, right down through the middle. It was turned inside out. You kind of had to go by feel. You couldn't see what you were doing, and that's what I did. I sewed over the top of it, and I damn near split that apart and redone it. Then I got to thinking, I'm going to have holes showing there anyway, so I'd have to redo all the beading to get rid of the holes. Then I thought, you know, it's in the center, in the middle. It's going to be right up against the other seat. I don't think you'll notice it too much. So rather than ruin what else was pretty good, you know, it was pretty good other than that, I didn't want to ruin it and make it worse. And I thought, I'm just going to live with that and just make sure I get this side better. But by the time this is built up and out, you're really not going to see that much, I don't think. So all in all, I got to say, I'm pretty happy with it. And after the bottom here is pulled on and glued and everything, a lot of these wrinkles along the side are going to stretch out, and it's going to be even a little better than what you're viewing right now. Like these, for instance, you know, those are going to come out. I think all in all, it's going to turn out and look pretty good. And you got to admit, it looks better than this one, right? But yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Now, I feel like I started on that Sunday, and today we're talking it's Friday, and I'm going to try to finish this one today. I'll start on this one Sunday. If I can have it done by Friday, then both of those are done. And I think those are going to be the hardest part of the project. This one, for instance, is the bottom of the back seat. I'll have a top, sides, and once again, I was going to make the side all in one piece, but after learning what I learned here, I probably have to sew seams down the corners. I probably will. I might try it in one piece, just see how it lays on there, but might be easier to split them. But I'm not too worried about these anymore after doing those, because these, everything gets stretched tight and just hog ringed up underneath. These won't be nearly as hard to do. But these here, you had, all the sides had to look right. And yeah, it got to be frustrating, very, very frustrating. And I have never ran a sewing machine before. And hand sewing, I've done very, very little of that. So anyway, that's where we're at, guys. I guess my take on the whole seat recovering thing, you can do it. I did it. If I can do it, you can do it. That's the way I always look at stuff. If one guy can do it, the other guys ought to be able to do the same thing. No reason why you can't. But I will say this. I will say this. If you're anything like me, you will not enjoy it. It'll take every bit of happiness out of your life. And all you will be doing is looking for an end. Just trying to get to the end. I absolutely hate it. And if I ever get these seats done, I may never try to do upholstery work again. That being said, I want these to look good, and I'm going to stick at it until they do, or at least look as good as I can make them. But I'm not going to be in a hurry to do it again, I'll tell you that. Anyway, guys, that's where we're at with the seats. I think I'm going to go and work on the car for a while, do something I know a little more about. Welding and Bondo work, much better at that, guys. Anyway, catch you in a bit. Gonna start making a piece to go down here, this lower part of this A-pillar, and that should finish that off to where we can start, you know, getting it ready for paint. So I got my first piece kind of roughly marked out here. Be trimming on this for a while, get you back in here when I'm a little closer. That's where I'm at with that piece right now, guys. Made it in two pieces. I've done this exactly like I did the other side. Only difference is this one I had to go up higher to get all the rust So that notch you see right there, it actually slips up under the hinge a ways. And then, of course, that front edge right here, I can't do much with it. I just leaving it hang over, and then it'll be there. If we ever have to take the front fender off, we'll address it then. And there might be a time on down the road these front fenders do come off, because if I ever do an overall paint job on this car, I'm gonna take them off, fix whatever rust I still see back in there, and get everything edged out with paint, and then bolt them back on. But for right now, this is gonna be there for when we need it, you know. And, you know, if we get the floors and the trunk and the interior and everything fixed and everything else on the car's good, there might come a time I do an overall paint job on the outside, because the outside of this car never was that bad. But I'm gonna drive it like this for a few years, I suppose, but that'll give me time to get everything else taken care of, you know. Running boards we'll do right away in the trunk floor, but, well, not right away, but soon. By next winter, anyway. But I'm gonna get this welded up, get it fitted a little better, and get it in there. And then, man, you know, I kept putting it off and putting it off. I've still got this headliner bow support to put in up here. I kept forgetting about it. Now I gotta grind back where that PR15 is and get that welded in. And I also had this rust right here. I was gonna weld just a little overlap piece in there, just so I know that's stiff and it's gonna hold my headliner and sun visor and everything good. So once again, I kept forgetting these two places. I'm gonna try to get them today, and then then we're done. Then we're done with the welding. Anyway, I'm gonna weld here for a minute. Hey guys, I got this piece made to go on the bottom of the A-pillar. And it's exactly what I did on the other side. I made it out of two pieces. I cut some splits in here, got this piece to curve, welded them back together, and then welded these two on the back side. But anyway, let me show you. Got it fitting in there good. There it is right there, guys. This front edge I can't do anything with the fenders on, but it'll be there for when we'll catch it later is what I'm saying. This gets our door jambs done, and yeah, we're good to go. I think on the last one I drilled 2 plug welds down here, and then I welded it solid across the bottom of the hinge, and I probably put a couple tacks right there. We'll do the same here. Get this all fiberglassed in, and then after that's ground down, we'll get this door jamb bonded up. Get you back in here in a minute, guys. I had ordered a used speedometer drive off of eBay. I think I mentioned that in the last video or the video before. Anyway, it was supposed to be here like a week ago. So I checked the tracking on it, and that thing was stuck in Tucson, Arizona, I believe it was. So I contacted the seller on eBay, and he's like, oh, that's weird. It shipped to Phoenix, and then it got shipped back here to Tucson. He said, I'll go in the morning and see if I can find out what's going on. And he did. He went there. I don't know exactly what happened, but anyway, it arrived yesterday. So I had a speedometer cable on my eBay cart that I was going to order. It was a universal GM, 1 inch shorter than the one that was on it. I thought would probably work. But I was reluctant to order it because is it going to fit both sides? From the research I found, I think it will. But I thought, you know, now that I got that speedometer drive in my hand and I've got the new speedometer up there in the box, I think what I'd rather do is just go to O'Reilly's or one of the auto parts store, take both pieces with me, open the package, and make sure the ends screw on. That way I'm not fooling around trying to send something back through the mail and this, that, and the other. I just go to town and find one that works. But anyway, what I'm getting at as soon as I know I got the right speedometer cable on there and that speedometer drive's fixed, we can get that center tunnel on. I'd really like to do that and get that thing bolted down. And it might come this weekend. But anyway, I'm gonna finish welding this up here, guys. That ain't going nowhere. I think that's good enough to get her ground off, get some fiberglass on there, and yeah, go from there, guys. Pretty happy with that. I do need to get these other two patches welded in before I put this MIG welder away today, though. Not patches, but the headliner bow and this little patch. Anyway, I'm gonna reach in here with a die grinder, I think. I can get a couple of these with this, maybe. Die grinder from there, guys. Got that headliner bow welded back in there. It's all in there nice and tight. So the only thing left to do on the welding is I wanted to get this strengthened back up. All right, I got that done. I got that done. Easiest thing for me to do here, I cut those edges off to where I had good metal. I just slipped a piece in behind it and then just welded it in behind there. That makes it good and strong. And yeah, didn't want to create myself a whole bunch of work there, seeing as how it's getting covered up. But I think that's all the welding done in there. These garnish moldings for the windshield, they've got some pinholes in them. Right there. Some more right there. I think there's a couple down in that corner right there. I don't know if I can weld them shut or not. I'm gonna try it real quick, just see what happens. If that don't work out, I'm just gonna put a little fiberglass in them. But I am just gonna touch the welder to it and see. Who knows? Might weld up better than I think, you know. Because I'd kind of like to paint this when I'm doing dash and the door jambs. Because as soon as that's painted, I can put the windshield in. Then I could also put this on. So let's see what happens here. Got those welded up a little bit. There's still pinholes though, and you get one hole welded up and you blow another one. Ain't worth it to me to keep going like that. This isn't a structural piece, just decorative. I'm gonna fiberglass it from here on out. I did get some of the worst of it welded up though. I didn't do anything down there. That's what this kind of looked like before. But yeah, fiberglass from here on out, guys. It's too thin. It's not working out well. But we'll get it looking good. Yeah, guys, that's gonna sand off and look just great in them 3 spots. And that was much easier. So that takes care of that, right? This is all set up over here. I think I might grind it down with some 40 real quick and maybe spread some Bondo. All right, guys, I got all the high spots taken off of the fiberglass. The welds are still covered. We're gonna go with Bondo from there. I'm trying to build this in with fiberglass so I got a good straight edge there. So when my cow panel edge comes up against this edge, the cow panel edge comes up against this edge, everything will still look pretty good because that edge was a little bit wonky. If you can see it now, it's looking pretty good. It's gonna have to be good enough. It seems like it's tipped out a little bit up here by the dash, but I'll figure something out to make that look right. But yeah, I think we're ready for Bondo now. You can see the high and low spots. Everywhere this metal showing's a high spot, so our Bondo will fill in to that point and get the rest of those low spots out of there. And I believe I'll blow this off and spread that Bondo now and probably go home for today. As I'm filming this is Friday. So Saturday's video is probably gonna be sanding all this stuff out and getting it all ready for paint. Wednesday might be more of the same, that, probably working on seat covers. Then I think next Saturday we're gonna paint. But I'm probably gonna drink beer while I'm painting. I don't drink beer anymore. I'm not sure I can paint without drinking beer. Makes me nervous. So might be a 6-pack involved with that. And I'm probably gonna feel pretty bad because I'm a lightweight anymore. But I can get a good paint job that way, guys. I know I can. Anyway, my next week is gonna suck. I'm gonna be sanding Bondo and sewing seat covers, neither of which I like. So pray for me, guys. Guys, moving away from the door jamb, I'm getting ready to go home for today. Back to the seat here. This is the one I've got all the padding done on and I showed earlier with the cover. I want to get the cover stretched on here tonight and sewed onto the bottom. Well, I still got to clean up this corner here. So I brought this over to the garage. I'm gonna wire wheel all this off real quick and get a little black paint on there. This gets covered with vinyl here, so you won't see it. The back side, you're really not gonna see either, but you kinda might. So I wanna get just some black paint sprayed in there. Old Henry's got staples in here. Don't ask me how. I have no stapler that would do that. Henry could have made a lot of money just selling staplers, in my opinion. But anyway, I'm gonna get those out of there and just clean this up a bit. A little black paint on here. Work on this tonight. I think if I just split the staples in the middle, I can just pry all of that out of there. It's probably clean enough. Spray a little of this Rust Fix maybe. It should be pretty nice. On the other seat, I'll do this before I get material and stuff on it. Didn't think about it here at the time. All right. Let that dry up. I should have a little black paint at home, I think. I can, maybe just on the inside right there. Then I'll try to wrap this piece with vinyl, get it glued in, and have my seat cover kind of overlap that. Fold the edges up or whatever and get it all glued on. Probably hand stitch this along the bottom. Anyway, let's go home, guys. Yeah. Got that sprayed with some satin black enamel Rust-Oleum. I turned this heater on, just gonna let it sit there in front of that heater. I need that paint good and dry before I start messing. I'm not a smart guy, but I do know you do not want wet black enamel paint and white seat covers, not even in the same sentence, let alone the same project. So I want to get that good and dry before I even bring that seat cover close to it. Anyway, gotta go to the bank. Catch you in a bit, guys. All right, guys, I got this seat completed last night. I got this glued on down here on this corner piece. I had painted that with that black enamel paint. I let it completely dry before I started putting that on because I didn't want to get any wet black paint on my fingers, of course. Well, then when I sprayed the glue on, little did I know it melted the paint, and then I had wet paint to deal with again. So painting that was a mistake. If I was to do that again, which I have to, I'll leave that bare metal until I'm done and then maybe just brush up what I need. Either that or at least mask off everywhere I know I'm going to be gluing. But even that wouldn't work because you'd still get the spray glue everywhere. I've sewed up all along the bottom, just pulled the material together and did that. All in all, everything looks pretty good. It's a little bit crinkly right down here at the bottom, but the bottom seat should cover that. I mean, can I do better on the next one? I don't know. I know where I made the mistakes on this one, so I can try to avoid them, but it's quite a lot of work getting these right. But if I can get the other one to look as good as this one, I'll be happy with that. I pretty well knew in the beginning I wouldn't get professional results, but I wanted to get it the best I could, and all in all, I think I'm pretty happy. So we're gonna stick a fork in that one and call it done. I've still got this piece to put on. It goes down there. I polished it up the best I could, but it's got a little rust on it, but it's gonna be good enough. Out of both sides, I only had one screw left. This one fell off when I took the seat back off. The other one's hanging on by one screw. So I should be able to take that one screw to town with me and get 4 of them. But yeah, that's where we're at with that, guys. And I'm gonna start working on the other seat back probably tomorrow, and then see if I can get it done by next week. I think after both of these are done, maybe the bottoms may go a little bit easier, I hope. So anyway, we're gonna go back over and work on the car for a bit. I just looked up and realized this video is getting kind of long. You guys are probably getting tired of me for this round, so I'm gonna get a little bit of fiberglass spread on here and probably gonna end it for today. I'll keep working over here today, but I'll put it on Wednesday's video. Them damn aliens flew off for no help whatsoever. That's the way they do. Been around for thousands of years. Do you think you can get them to answer a question? Nope. Anyway, I've taken a wire wheel, just a small one on this drill. I've cleaned up all around underneath this rain gutter and in this door jamb. Took a flashlight, shined up there looking for rust holes or pinholes. Everything looks fine. I'm just going to take a little of this fiberglass and fill out some of these corners where the factory welds are. I think that's what I did on the other side. Like this pinch weld here, we'll get it filled in like we did the other side. And then just in the corners, cover up the welds. Not entirely necessary, but not very hard to do. So I'm thinking on this, I know the rubber originally kind of attached up here and covered this pinch weld. I'm really thinking I'm just going to have rubber glued to the doors. I'm thinking these door jambs are probably going to pretty well show. So I just like to get them smoothed off as good as possible, because I'm thinking I'm just going to take like that peel and stick rubber, like a thin 3/8 one, just around where the door skin meets the jamb. And that'll probably be mostly my door seal. Other than the bottom, I'll have to think of something to extend out on those rocker panels. Really, after that happens, those rocker panels don't really hardly show at all. Here's my flashlight. I like to use WD-40 to get fiberglass Bondo paint and stuff off my fingers from out of rubber gloves. I saw Colton carrying around a can of that the other day. I don't know what he's done with it. I can't find it. I sprayed the rust converter up in here underneath this rain gutter where I couldn't reach it. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for this video. Please like, comment, share, tell your friends and stuff about it. I'm really trying to pick up subscribers right now, and I'm having a hard time doing it. My views are way down. I really would like to keep doing this, but it's gotta pick up and be worthwhile, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna keep going at least until this car's done, but I'd like to keep doing this and do more cars, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'd just like the channel to grow. So anyway, you guys can help out. You can help out by commenting. That helps with the algorithms and stuff. I hope you like what I'm doing. So anyway, I thank you for your support. I thank all the new guys that have subscribed here in the last week. And yeah, stick with us, man. We're gonna keep going here. We're gonna make Eliza beautiful, and then hopefully make other stuff beautiful. Yeah, I walked outside. I got a closer look at that thing. It you get up close to it, it looked like a UFO, and down underneath it had like one of them little SL Honda 70 motors on it, but it said made in China, one of the Chinese copies. So I don't think they're going to get too far. But anyway, false alarm, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Jeremy, later.